Hi students, I'm Sajivani Priyangika Vendakon. I'm going to talk to you about the topic 4, assessment. Learning outcomes. Develop formal assessment strategies to evaluate students' performance in relation to the learning of the novel and short story. Develop alternative strategies to assess students' performance in relation to learning of the novel and short story. Introduction. In teaching short stories and novels, 3 key processes are central. The first one, the planning of lessons. The second one, the learning and teaching that takes place in the classroom. The third one, the assessment of the students' performance that are the outcomes of learning. Dimension of competency in learning literature. It is knowledge, the skills and the attitudes. By carrying out regular assessment, the teacher can systematically gather information about the student's learning. That means you can see whether the child is improving. The teacher may then use information obtained through the administration of assessment procedures in the following ways. To judge the nature and quality of students' learning in relation to the text. To determine students' progress in learning in relation to the text by comparing with previous grades. To diagnose the problems students may have in relation to the text so that this information may be used in the planning of subsequent teaching. We generally think about assessment in the following terms. Summative assessment, which is carried out at the end of a period of study, that means at the end of a term or the semester or at the end of the year. This is usually formal. Formative assessment, which is ongoing and feedback into learning, giving the student information about his or her progress, thus helping him or her to be better, more effective learner. Here informal strategies may be used. That means while you are teaching, you can have this formative assessment and you can give the feedback to the students, like you can find the shortcomings and how to improve that. Formal assessment strategies. Formal assessment is usually carried out under controlled conditions where the time, pace and physical setting is controlled. There are often strict rules preventing interaction between students, and students are usually not allowed to make reference to the text or any other materials when answering tests. Such conditions may often result in student anxiety, and some students may find the assessment stressful. In designing a test to formally assess students' learning of short stories or the novel, the teacher must decide the scope and aspects of text or the text to be covered in the test, the kind of knowledge or skills expected of the student in relation to the text, the kind of questions that will assess the knowledge or the skills to be tested, the best way to frame questions so that they are clear. This will reduce the element of ambiguity in questions, may confuse and confound students. The framing of good questions, therefore, is central to the test. There are a variety of question types that teachers can use for this purpose. Below are examples of 2 types of questions found in literature tests. They say, essays are open-ended discussions that allow for a variety of students' responses. There are various types of essay questions such as the following. Essay describing various aspects of the text. Example, a character, the setting of the story. Essays that require students to compare and contrast different things in the story. Example, between 2 characters in a story, between particular aspect in 2 stories. Essays requiring the explanation for something occurring in the story. Essays requiring students to present an opinion or argument or a discussion of an issue related to the story. Here students could be asked to respond to a comment or quotation. Essays focusing on a critical appreciation of the text. Context questions. An extract from the text could be presented and questions set on it would cover both the extract presented as well as the surrounding context. A number of questions could be framed in relation to the text presented. They are question requiring the explanation, keywords and phrases, question involving the paraphrase of portion of the extract, question focusing on aspect of character, plot, other aspect of the story present in the extract, question focusing on character, the plot or other features of the text, episodes, events occurring before or after the event in the extract, question focusing on stylistic features in the extract, example, irony, foreshadowing, multiple questions which are more controlled or guided include multiple choice questions, sequencing a set of sentences according to the order in which they appear in the text. Example, sequencing of the action of the story according to the chronological in the text. True, false items. The ranking of set of assessments. Example, about theme or character and giving reasons for this ranking by drawing on evidence from the story. Well, alternative assessment strategies, unlike formal assessment, alternative or informal assessments is carried out in the normal classroom environment. While formal assessment is generally summative, carried out at the end of a teaching learning period, we can also use a range of assessment procedures while the text is being taught, which will give both the student and the teacher feedback about the learning that is taking place. Some example of the kind of student outputs that may feature in alternative assessment. The reader's journal. This is an ongoing activity capturing the students' responses to various aspects of the novel or short story. Creative writing tasks based on the text. Students may rewrite ending of stories, insert prologues and the epilogues, retell the story from the point of view another character, insert a new character in the story who may impact development in the plot, develop a play script based on the story. Alternatives ways of capturing students' responses. Students may rewrite the blurb of the book, write a book review, write a letter to the author, design a campaign to promote the book. The use of performance. Students may perform selections from the text in the form of sketches, plays, or mime. The use of projects. Students may create posters or capture key ideas through the use of visual symbols. So, I think when you go to teach novels and short stories, you have to attend to all these facts. I mean, you have to make the classroom interest to the students, then only they will improve themselves by doing those tests. You definitely can understand whether you are delivering your teaching for the students in a good manner. So thank you so much. I believe you got something and I believe you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much.